Good evening, and welcome to Hang Out in the Crib, live on the internets, in the YouTubes. We are the Battle Pirates Crib Crew. I'm the BP Professor, and we're joined by Hefe.
Howdy, folks.
Daniel.
Hi, everyone.
And that is all. And my beer is empty because we started late, so I've been drinking. We had our beer league exchange at work this week, so I have a whole bunch of different beers. So this one's a Sierra Nevada Hot Bullet Double IPA. It was very nice, but it's gone now.
Uh-oh. So you can introduce the next one, or is that it for the night?
I don't know. I didn't get another one.
Okay. All right. I know it's been a rough week, considering the fact that 12 camels got booted out of a beauty pageant for Botox use. And the other thing that's been trying my soul this week is somehow Stormy Daniels is the #1 star on Pornhub this week.
And you're not a Stormy Daniels fan, as well.
I just, I don't know why she's #1 at this point, but well, I do know why, but I don't think she's earned that spot of prestige.
She's not #1 worthy.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So what you're saying? Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a rough week too, but I'm not even going to go into it.
Okay.
So maybe I'll just get to the slides.
Okay.
So
I will put you on present.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to share my screen. Okay.
There we go.
First, we got bug fixes, and Hefe, of course, found us a lady and a bug that needs fixing, and she may not be dressed appropriately to fix the bug, but
who are you to judge? Who are you to judge, Larry?
You know what? I shouldn't judge. If she wants to fix the bug in that outfit, she can go for it. Yeah.
I don't see an issue with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so a bunch of bug fixes this week, which is a change because I think for quite a while they haven't fixed anything. What I see most important here is what's missing. Nothing about siege battery.
Yeah. It's more about what's missing than what's there, from what I've seen. There's no mention of the siege battery, whatever the issue is with that, and there's no issue. There's nothing really discussing publicly the issue with the shielded tactical system. That's all been done outside of the forums.
Yeah. That shielded tactical system, and it's a field that so you defend yourself against the buff you'd get. Now, how are we ever supposed to know if they ever put a field in a target like that? So I'll just leave that there. But I will read through these bug fixes because I fixed them. So an issue where combats were crashing on users. It's vague.
Yeah, it's really vague. That could be put in the bug fix, just standard. We would leave it as #1 every week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not,
Certainly no way to test if they actually did anything. Okay, adder turret was not being displayed in the base planner. I saw some people complaining about that. Changed how auras were calculated within stat block of affected structures.
Mm-hmm.
I assume this had to do with the aura thingamabob.
The aura, it's still broken. It's like a lottery, because what happened is they put the aura caps in with 5 and 3 and 1, but it wasn't showing it correctly. It was a change to it, but it wasn't showing it correctly.
Neat.
But now, which made it difficult to decide how to design your base. But now I've noticed, and I've contacted one of the GDs about it. It was the fact that now it's like a not a lottery. What's the slot machine? where basically every time I refresh and I look at my turrets, I have different values. They exceed what should be in the aura caps most of the time. Sometimes they're correct. It's because in theory, your maximum for all damages besides explosive should be 70 and 95 for explosive. But sometimes I'll get 70 for my other damage part, and it's 130 for the other ones. It's not consistent and doesn't make sense. So this is something that they need to. I still think it's a bug fix in progress.
Cool. All right, so Disciples of Skullduggery were preventing certain weapons from doing damage, which is everybody's favorite
according
game.
To George, I think that dealt. Yeah, I think according to George, that was the Chaos Chain Gun. It wasn't doing damage with the DOS crew.
Okay. Users were having trouble loading into the game. Okay.
Yeah, that seemed to be a widespread problem related to the ISP. Their ISPs and something wasn't working out.
Yeah. Some people were the DNS wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. Okay. And then an issue where the FM What's New would redirect to a placeholder modal, so we wouldn't see all the neat garbage that we didn't want each week, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know what the What's New is. Is that something I just ignore all the time?
When they start a new FM and they put up the pop-up window when you log in, and it says, "Oh, look, you can get this garbagey ballistic resistors and garbagey tactical system. Yay!"
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I wish they fixed this. I mean, out of this list, besides getting people back on the game, I think I would have preferred to see Siege Battery here. But oh well, I'll get rid of the rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Build time changes. Shield attack system down. If you've already done refits and unrefits, too bad. File a ticket, maybe. I don't know. I guess the new times are at least a little more reasonable. And then,
a little bit, but we're still not sure of their benefit if there is one.
Yeah. Who knows if you actually want shielded tactical system? It's true.
I mean, it could be useful, and probably it's useful in PvP. But as far as the raid targets, it's a questionable value at this point until they make some sort of statement.
Yeah. And then a little break on siege targeting.
Siege targeting 3, which that's not the newest one. It's odd that they fixed 1. I didn't look at to see if it was out of line with the other ones.
Siege targeting 4, isn't there?
Yeah, but when they released the tech up, some of the stuff was actually, the newer stuff was actually at a lower build time than the older stuff. So this could be bringing it in line with everything else.
Yeah, here I can get into the shipyard if you want to bear with me a minute. Let's load up. No. All right, so I'm gonna just do this live. There's my longboat. Oh, there's my longboat. Here. All right, so
bust out the long ship so early in the evening.
Yeah, ladies love my long ship.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what we got. So siege. Oh wait, that's siege battery.
3. That's 18 hours.
But here, siege targeting 3. So there's the 12 hours minus the the R&D bonuses and officer and all that. So siege battery 4 is 1539.
Okay.
Siege battery 3. Oh, nope. Siege targeting 3. I'm good at this, I promise. 10 hours. Siege battery. Siege targeting 2. 7. So, all right, now it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, they just brought it in line with the rest of them. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, lower build time's good, but maybe people don't care about these things that much. All right, so 64% discount on instant upgrading your defense platforms.
Yeah, which basically means if you make the decision right when you want to upgrade a defense platform, you get what you're seeing right here. But if you have an upgrade in process, you don't get that option.
No.
So right now, even if I would choose, I'm not going to choose to spend $25 to upgrade to level 9. I still have 9 days left on this, and it's only going to last for another 6. So I think they should have.
Oh well, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't get 257 coin to upgrade a turret.
Yeah, yeah. Without spending 400 beforehand. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
I think if they wanted it to be more effective, they probably should have made this 2 weeks to get more participation in it.
Yeah, and I know actually Ren was complaining about when they did last week. They did the thing with the auras and being able to refit your auras for free, and he was like, "Well, I got a 9-day refit going on that. What am I supposed to do?"
And they helped him out there with the second one, the second bullet.
What?
The second bullet. Reduced build time on attack mods for an additional week. So now it's going until February 6th. So it's running for 3 weeks.
Okay.
So Ren should be happy now.
Finally. Maybe.
I don't know. We can only hope.
Only hope.
Brothers to the north.
Our talkative brothers to the north.
Yes. Where we should really be building that wall.
Oh, we're building the wall on the wrong border. Got to worry about all those Canadians.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I bumped into your wall.
Yeah. All sorts of problems going on up there.
Hey. Bunch of poutine swilling.
Swill poutine. That would be an interesting visual image, but yeah.
All right, we've got defensive mastery TLC. Use siege fleets, get charged armor. I guess, the big news here is no Zelos. So if you've been using the loser strategy of trying to do like raid type targets with Zelos, you are now double screwed, because not only have you been following a loser strategy, you cannot use that strategy at all.
Yeah, it just seems I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seems arbitrary.
I'd say it seems unfair.
Yeah. It does
it's not like the Zealous are that great at these targets anyway, right?
Yeah, it's forcing people to use ironclads, but the Zealous was brought out as a siege hall, a siege generalist, and I don't know why you're excluding it. Yeah. I guess they don't want the duality countermeasure in there.
Oh.
And I think that's probably the issue, because I think maybe people were figuring out how to do some of these lower targets using the Zealous as their anti-ship to cover the rest of them. So that's my only guess is why it's been removed, is the duality countermeasure, and they don't know how to deal with it. And we do get a question from Grimace. Does anybody know if we need both hulls to do this campaign? I have not gone through. I've only done prize pack 1 at this point.
Yeah, I haven't touched it.
Yeah, it's I know prize pack 1 with Buccaneers, it's all instant repair. But I haven't done any of the higher level ones. And I've heard that people can get through prize pack 1 and prize pack 2 with ironclads, and then I guess something happens in prize pack 3 I think that's when we start to see the nasty little fire rings show up and take them out. So, yeah, price pack 3 and 4, I think, is pretty much for your Hydra Buccaneer owners, which seems a little odd. Well, I guess, it seems a little odd because if you think about it, the way we always thought about that tech store raid getting the new hauls was you were getting it ahead of time. Now it's no longer that way. Because how long has it been since the last raid? Is it 2 weeks? Is it
Well, yeah, 2 weeks since the start, I guess.
Okay, so since it ended, it's less than 2 weeks, and there would be the expectation that people would have the fleets ready at that point to complete this with less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I don't know. I basically had 5 blank Hydras or 4 Hydras and a Blood Hydra to go into the VXP weekend, and I literally while you've been sitting there yapping, just got my second Hydra mostly built. It's short armor and short 2 specials, so I might try it in this and see what happens, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I am curious if Prize Pack 4 is, Mike's in it, is Prize Pack 4, is that 1 hour? Get back to some point, because I can just imagine with the way, if it's one of the S set, if it's the S set.
Oh, and you have to keep exiting and re-entering. Yeah, that can take a while.
Yeah, I don't see it getting done in an hour.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's 2 hours. So.
Oh, okay.
Thank God. I really hate the 1 hour ones.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did that just for me because, they do so many things just for me.
Because they love you. Kixeye loves you, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. Every day I wake up and that's what I say to myself.
I'm okay because Kixeye loves me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so bounty's starting on, is it tomorrow or Friday? I think it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is tomorrow.
Yeah, I have the little pill. It's 17 hours and 20 minutes if you're watching us live. Okay.
So are we doing? Is everyone joining?
What? Oh, bounty?
Yeah.
Well, it's the only way to get the new Tier 7 Conqueror.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing I'm going to see what the new bandit bases have in store. And yeah, I personally, the only thing I think I would be able to get would be it's of any interest to me, and we'll get to that, is the special. But we'll get to that. It does have its drawbacks, but yeah, I'm uncertain until I learn more about it personally. You, Larry?
Yeah, I'll join and see what I can do. I've usually been able to get around 20,000 points without working particularly hard and just hitting kind of lousy bases. But sorry for those of you who might pick on.
Yeah, yeah. I still have you bookmarked.
You still have me bookmarked?
No, that's what you're saying to.
Oh no, I
all
don't
the 52s.
Sectors.
Yeah, okay.
different baby bases this time, I guess.
Oh, okay. Spread the pain.
If your base sucks and you're in the, where am I at these days? 200s? I think I'm in the 200s. Yeah. I'm in Earth sector right now. Actually, our alliance jumped into sector to hit them. So.
Okay, so you're in my world.
Saw Earth. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So anyway, successfully attacking a base will allow you to steal 50% of their unsecured bounty. So, okay. And then some new bandit bases. And, again, maybe it'll be different this time because bases got nerfed with the whole turret aura cap. But, it just seemed like the last couple bounties have been driven by the jackpots. So I don't know if we're going to see those in the same way again.
Yeah, and I think that turret nerfing, I think it's going to drive more people to have to basically require them to coin repairs on their fleet, because of the I don't. Are any of the turrets actually all that effectual anymore? Are they actually doing damage to turrets anymore after?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
So your base is now. It's the pendulum swung as far as you're much more reliant on your base guard to kill anything, as opposed to using your turrets.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
All right, we'll see. But let's look at the prizes.
Let's see how you're going to spend your 20,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know, what I've usually been able to do is get kind of like the mortar and the special. So I would expect to do that again. There's a boulder fist here at 10,000, but I don't think those have been especially effective. And as we see tier 7 conquerors coming, we'll probably see tier 7 type defenses not long after. So, putting a lot of effort into boulder fist right now doesn't quite seem like the right thing to do.
Well, I think we'll talk a little bit more about that later, because we do have the new armor plates that are coming out.
Yeah. Okay. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I think they could be quite effective. So
fair enough.
Okay.
The thing that's still missing from the list overall is the caustic catalyst, which I still don't have. It was the special that came out in Bounty when they released the adder. So I've picked up the adder and built one, but have not been able to pick up that catalyst since I missed it the first time around.
Where did you pick up the adder? In the original one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of people don't have the adder, so I'm one of those.
Yeah, okay. It's nice. Even with what do I have on it? I've got the multi-shot +2 on it. The
oh, I know what it looks like.
Hydroxide barrels. What?
Okay.
Here, you want me to share it?
No, I said I knew what it looked like. Okay. I just didn't remember the name. Well, isn't there a better? It's a scattergun, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's a scattergun. So there's this guy, which gives me the big splash and the reload. And then there's a better version of this. It gives multi-shot +3 and more corrosive damage.
There's another better one than that one. Isn't there one that does multi-shot and it looks like a test tube with blue things in it, and I don't.
No, that's for
your ships. Okay,
for ships.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm missing.
Okay.
So it's got an extra multi-shot and more corrosive damage.
And they haven't released that or the mortifier cannon in any other way.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. And then the onslaught, the new Conqueror hull, is at 45,000, which is a little bump up from previous bounties where the hull has been at like 37.
So we're looking at 75. No, we're looking at
45. Yeah, 75 for all the new stuff.
No. 95. The tactical focus is limited.
Oh, if you want 3 of those, 1 for each onslaught. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. Okay. So let's look at these new prizes. The first tier 7 Conqueror, very exciting. So Kicksai's plan with tier 7 is to make the blueprint simpler, and the fact that you can get it in 1 stack here and that's it is definitely simpler. So you can see it gives some reload bonus for explosive range bonus. This will be big on mortars, right?
Yeah. Yeah, or potentially something. It's not as much. The bus is plus 25%. So a lot of people thought it was a real game changer when they saw that until you look at the bus, which has more range.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna, I guess you'll see it regularly now. I mean, I guess you saw buses regularly, so. But certainly a lot of armor points. Still, 30 minutes repair. A little bit of combat speed, not great. Thermal imaging, but not great. But and then built as is, there's no concussive defense. You wonder if subs could kill it, but of course, then it comes down to what you put on it. So
Yeah,
wait a minute,
things have.
is this right?
Yeah, this is
15
right.
hours?
This is right because, as we'll get into it, they have the tactical slot, and then they have the build times on the rest of it. But yeah, it's 15 hours, and that's why I brought up this down here. This is the cost as far as titanium to build it in your conqueror yard. And if you're not one that likes to go out and collect titanium, 15 hours versus spending 160 titanium. If you don't like collecting it, you might just want to build the base in your regular yard.
Oh,
that was sort of my thought, because I don't love going out and hitting those targets. But
yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it makes it close. I mean, I would probably, if I in fact went out and got 95,000 bounty points, I don't know. I might be too worn out to get the titanium, but the people that do that would probably just do it in their conquer yard and collect 160,000 titanium.
Yep.
So, but we have a record repair efficiency.
That's pretty low.
That's way
2 million.
lower.
2.3 million points in half an hour. It'll get you a lower repair efficiency.
Mm-hmm. And then we're going to toss some armors on with a 0.9 repair efficiency. It all evens out.
Yeah, okay. So here's one of those armors. You can see it's got 64,000-ish radioactive, concussive, and corrosive deflection. You can put up to 3 on there, so that'll get you slightly over 190,000.
Yeah.
Heavy, not much repair. 15 minutes repair time.
Is it limited?
No, it's not limited. It's limited on how many you can put. The new tier 7s have 5 armor slots, but you can only put 3 on per ship. But it's not limited. It's not that you have to, go out and collect,
each blueprint. So you can put 3 of these. You earn the blueprint, and then you can put 3 of these on every hull, every Conqueror and Defender hull you own.
Yeah, and it's going to be available according to Rampage. It's going to be available in tier 4 of the FM next week.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then the other thing, when I look at that, because we were talking about the boulder fish. What's the boulder fish's big weakness?
Corrosive? I don't know.
Radioactive.
Okay.
It was radioactive.
Okay.
Well, and concussive, well, okay. All right. So let's take the boulder fist, and we'll put 3 of these on there.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you going to stop that?
All right, let me see. Conqueror. Sorry, I was just looking it up. Radioactive and corrosive, actually.
Okay, but you have a equip cap of 3.
Yep.
And
that'll plus
3
that
of these. Yeah, we're adding 100 over 190,000 of those categories to it.
Yeah, you'll end up over 200K.
But there's an equip cap of 3, but all the older hulls only had 3 armor slots in the first place.
Yeah, but here, look at the Boulder Fist, right? So you've already got 200,000 in ballistic, penetrative, and explosive. So if you take your armor and you put the corrosive, concussive, radioactive from that, then you're getting an extra 190,000 in each of these categories. All 6 categories are going to be over 200,000 deflection.
Except for So how are you going to stop that?
Not with the shit we have.
I know, but they're talking about, GDR was on the
with our nerfed bases.
TFC show earlier and say we're trying to get rid of the swings, and this is going to swing all over the place.
This is a big offensive swing, definitely.
Yeah. This is not going to be good. I mean, this is I know there's some people with a lot of medals out there. They're high in the medal list that just show up to buy bubbles. This might be recommended for a lot of people once these armors come out, until they get things ironed out.
Yeah, I mean, you got me convinced, right? If I'm not going to be able to get a tier 7 conqueror from Bounty, a Boulder Fist with this armor might be the next best.
I might actually be better.
And so the Boulder Fist might come out in the raid as well. It won't
be better because you can do one of those tier 7s with 3 of these and 2 of the other, or however you feel, and then you're going to be way higher, and you're going to have 2 million armor rather than 50,000.
Yeah, you will have 2 million, but there's still no way to. I don't know how you scratch this. If everything's above 200,000, I don't know that we have the ability to do that, especially after what they did to our bases. So I don't know. It's just the way it looks to me. I don't know. Maybe they should have tested it.
Maybe.
All
right. Maybe they did, and people thought it was really powerful, but who knows? All right, and then the compound plate gives 64,000 to the other 3 deflections. So between the 2 armors, you can certainly plus up all kinds of deflection. So there you go. I don't know. Do we need to talk about this one anymore?
I'm just afraid of their transition plan. I mean, I do understand their long-term plan with the tier 7s, but the transition plan seems to be really rough. Unless I'm really missing something big, it just seems that you can pretty much take into your 6.5s, and with the right use of these armors, make them invincible.
Yeah. Well, some of us might be sitting on 30 days of Conqueror tokens even.
I gotta get
and then you have and you can also put them on your defenders, but that could turn really ugly. I mean, you could have timeout. You could have just complete timeouts while all your turrets are just sitting there smoking. And I guess they still win if all your turrets are sitting there smoking, but the ships are just sitting there until they completely time out. Either I'm missing something, or they didn't think this through.
Throw some of these on a gluttony. Run your subs through.
Yeah, because the gluttony has how many? 10 armor slots? And they won't. I think we'll run into a weight issue with that because they are 900.
Yeah, I guess.
But I think there'll be a weight issue.
Oh yeah, so maybe that's what's going to make you need the tier 7. Is I assume. Let me go back. I assume the new onslaught is what's the max weight here?
I don't think it's on there. I think it's 20,000.
Yeah, well, that's what is it?
I'm pretty sure it's 20,000. I'm not sure if it shows it. Does it show it there? Under miscellaneous, or different views give you different, stats.
Onslaught. Yeah, 20,000.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Bring on the golf courses.
Mm-hmm. The plan was good. The transition is going to be really rough.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a badass mortar. Clearly well suited for the onslaught. Range of 90. So there are better. Wait, no, they're not.
No, 90's the max. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's a pretty good range mortar. It does have the min range, but does a
And
lot of damage. Yada yada yada.
It has the legendary strength of the Shockwave D71Q.
So, okay, just remember when Dreadnought X came out, people were loading them up, right, with 8 shock Qs, and you'd get this just black rain that would just flatten everything.
Yeah.
So it is kind of legendary, even though they're pretty laughable now.
Yeah, yeah. The thing that I'm a little curious about is it's maybe just the way it's written. I'm assuming that the MERV count is similar. I guess I'm assuming the MERV count is similar to the salvo count in that you split the damage between the two as far as the total damage. Because otherwise it looks like if MERV count is, are you following what's going on here? Because it doesn't, it's not changing the damage here. So
it's a really low splash number on these, actually.
Yeah, that's the other thing, and I'm wondering if it's going to do what's the metal missile thing, where it merges and the splashes multiply.
I don't know.
Or the splash and the spread. You got a spread of 100 and a splash of 8. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's, but it is really low relative to the what's the name of it that has the splash of 22 that most people are using. That's actually a PDE mortar.
Siege D?
Yeah, I think so. No, not the Siege. It's the D85D.
Yeah, it's Siege D. Yep.
Okay, is it Siege? Okay. Yeah, that has a splash of 22, which makes me a little curious.
Sure does.
And I don't know what spread 0 to 0 means either.
Well, spread of 100 is kind of the nominal.
And
it's sort of like an area. So like if you take the square root of that, it's 10. So I kind of think of that as 10 squares, although I don't think that's actually right. But then, so like if you have something with a spread of 75, like the Siege D, then it's going to fall in a tighter area.
No. I'm not talking about that spread. I'm talking about on the MERV, 0 to 0.
Oh, the 0, 0. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the other one. The other one I understand. Oh, and Martin brought up a good point. It has a pitiful projectile speed. I mean, there are ships that could outrun it, that's going to be interesting. I mean, ships.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at
ships that could be. 1 second. Ships that could be firing it and pass it is what I'm saying. Not outrun it like it's not going to hit you, but meaning like you could fire the mortars and then catch up and pass where they're going to hit. If you follow what I mean, because projectile speed is supposed to be combat speed. So,
but I mean, like that Siege D we're talking about has a projectile speed of 78. So
I'm gonna double.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay, if you're looking at it, I trust you, Larry.
Here you go, 78, man.
Okay. All right, I guess we're just used to these low numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's mortars, right? Missiles or something will be a couple hundred, but mortars are slow.
Yep.
Okay.
So what do you think about this
would I use it?
Yeah, it was, because you said you're going to get 20,000 as your plan. With this, I'm assuming this would be, after we discussed it, this would be in your top 2?
Well, the thing is, right, you got to have something to crack deflection. 1,000 deflection, this isn't going to even come close to that. Yeah. Even if you have a couple 100% damage boost. So what's this weapon going to do against tier 7 defenders? I mean, again, comparing to the Siege D, that has 5,800 for 675 tons. So it's certainly, a DPS per ton gain with this new mortar.
Mhm.
And the anti-mortar evasion is good.
Well, at least at the very least, this seems like a very good, excellent distractionary mortar. This is going to really eat up antis between the anti-mortar evasion and then the merving.
I mean, I guess if you have it, it's going to be better than anything else you have, right?
Mhm.
I mean, even if I took this and refitted on my sloths, it's going to do more damage even if I have to put less of these on.
Yeah. And
so, yeah, I guess it's good. Well, except I'm still talking this through, so just bear with me, right?
it's okay.
The splash of 8
should I get a
versus,
beer in the meantime?
well, the splash of 8 versus a splash of 22, right? I mean, sloths are so cool, right? My build's got 334% splash bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And so it, land a few siege Ds and, splash out a gigantic area of a base. These aren't going to do that if you put them on sloths.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering. That's sort of what I was hinting at. If it's a complementary mortar that you're supposed to mix in with some of the other ones, like the Siege D, because if you put, is there any reason to put? They gave us a really high concussive deflection number. Is there any reason to put 8 of these on to get to 800,000 concussive deflection? There's no real reason to do that at this point in time, as far as I'm aware of. Right?
Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe you just need a mix of mortars. Some of these, some siege Ds. I don't know.
So
this has the most damage. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Follow mortars.
Yeah, but a lot less spread.
Maybe what they're trying to do here is they're trying to get out, to get you away from the siege, because the splash difference. They don't want people just nuking bases anymore.
Well, no, I think it's supposed to be a compliment. Like I said, I think it's supposed to be complementary because there's no real reason to have at this point in time, over a couple 100,000 deflection. Mm-hmm. And 2 of these would get, you can only put them on Conqueror and Defenders. If you put 2 of these on a Liberator, its concussive deflection is over 210,000. So I think it's supposed to be complementary by looking at that really high number, that it's supposed to be mixed with other stuff. But I could be wrong.
Okay.
Let's move on.
High explosive shells 4. High explosive shells 3 are researchable. They've been around since the beginning of the game. So it's only taken, 5 years, 6 years for high explosive shells 4?
Yeah, and they added so much. They've been doing a lot of good research there.
Yeah, go Forsaken.
Yeah.
So not a whole lot of weight, but this adds that 100% projectile speed that you usually need high velocity rounds for. Adds 163% splash, which is a lot. And then 75% damage. But Hefe explained to me a key problem with this special.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem. Like I said, it's a very efficient special. If you want to put all this stuff in one special and use your other 5 specials for whatever, this doesn't stack with anything that fits any of these categories. You can't use like the viscosity regulator or any of those other sort of tricky ones to add splash onto this number. You can add for projectile speed, you can add that missile, I forget the name of it, that missile one that adds like 25%. But you can't add seismic rounds you can add seismic rounds to a Conqueror Defender anyways, but you can add high velocity rounds to this. You can't add anything that's besides the upgrades for splash and explosive. So it's very efficient. But if you want to get like the huge splash numbers that some people get with using narrowed aperture and all these other splash specials together to get their splashes up into the 350s or whatever.
Right. Again, I mean, you can see my sloth build here, right? I got 334. I get 105 from enervated explosives. I get 74 from combustion system and 55 from NFA.
Yeah.
But doesn't it stack with the combustion system?
No, it doesn't stack with combustion system or explosive system either. So it's because it's all combined in there. It's all there. It's just, like I said, I like the special. It's just very efficient at what it does. If you have your sloth build and you don't care about a little less splash and want to add on 2 more specials, this gives you the opportunity to do that. That's my thoughts on it.
But what would you add besides more splash?
You can add the splash upgrades. You could add, I don't know, who knows what's going to be around the corner.
I mean, I guess you could add siege targeting.
Yeah. And Martin says it packs a lot in one special slot, which is always always a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right.
But I'm planning to, if I participate in Bounty, I plan to get that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then a attack module, because the Onslaught had a attack slot, didn't it? So this is a damage bump, but it's not a huge damage bump. Although you can stack them.
Yeah, you can stack them, but like I said before, if you go with something simple and old and researchable, because this is not a CIC, this is a tactical module, which goes to your tac lab. It's a different kind of slot. They sort of look similar, a big red thing in the middle of your ship. I'm a little underwhelmed, personally, because if you think about it, like I mentioned the simple one, like the navigation array, which can be built in a couple hours or 6 hours or something like that, and gives you, I think, an 80 range friendly res activating field.
80 range.
Yeah, and then you put a res capacitor on there. You're going to add 20 combat speed, 50 turret defense, and 35 or 36% damage. So you would need to have multiples for it to overcome. You would have to have multiple of these tactical focus to overcome that sort of setup. So it's sort of interesting what they've done there. I mean, I guess they're just making small steps with this at this point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But again, it's only. I'm sorry, but at this point, it might be usable on other ships, and so because I think I read somewhere that all the upcoming conquerors. I don't know about defenders. I'm assuming defenders too, at tier 7, because it says conqueror defender on it, are going to have this tactical slot. So this could be useful, and I would look at more the utility of this beyond just this one hull.
Okay. Cool. I think that might be the end of the slides.
All right. I'll take you off present, Larry.
I'll take myself off share. Maybe if I can. I know I can.
Let's see. I think people have been having a hard time. Let me see. What did I get from? Okay. Let me open it up to everybody. Hopefully this works. We've been having Google Hangouts and Facebook have not been getting along today. They won't allow me to send the Google Hangouts to people in a normal manner. So if anybody would like to join us, especially anybody that's normally on the show but couldn't figure out what I was doing there, feel free to. And
yeah, maybe I'll try my 2 Hydras on the campaign.
Okay. Hey, John, how are you doing? John? Okay.
He wants to join. He doesn't want to talk, I guess.
Hey, he talked a lot last time, but maybe not.
All right.
But sorry, I'm getting a lot of buzzing and beeping at the moment. But oh yeah, Earth is. I don't know if Earth's not watching the show, but keeps on messaging me.
He's not busy in Sector 218. I'll tell you that.
I don't know.
Watch, I get sniped.
I don't know what he's sending pictures of, but he's Earth is complaining about the fact that the complaint I had last week, where you said it was normal, is the fact that it's nothing but 103s in the FM, and if I use the locator, I can't find a 115, and so it's just basically forcing you to kill the 103s and hope a 115 pops up. And he sent me a picture of. Oh my goodness! This is in your. I guess this is in your sector. It appears to be about 15 of the research garrisons. No, it's 115.
Oh yeah, there's
20. 20. They're all 103s. Yeah. So.
Didn't they say they were going to change? They're going to change the FM soon, like every 3 months or so.
Yeah, that should be coming around some point soon.
You complaining?
Yeah. No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like it's we should be seeing the hull in the next raid, right? Just trying to figure out a game plan for battle pirates.
Yeah, I guess. Because planning always works so well because the game's so predictable.
Somewhat. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Yeah.
What the hell? Wow, this combo of lag and no counters on my Hydras. Maybe this isn't working so well in the campaign.
What you got to do, unless it has that thing that doesn't let Buccaneers fire, just bring in your Buccaneer that has the failings and the countermeasure.
Yeah, I think Buccaneers are going to work a lot better in this camp.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to use
I just want to try my new Hydras.
Well, if you want to use the Hydra, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's like just use one of the Buccaneers that has countermeasures.
Yeah, fair enough. I only got 2 Hydras.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. I was lost here. I didn't know what button to push next.
Yeah, fields are chewing up my Hydras is what it is.
I tried doing that in the raid with the Hydra target. I was bringing my Buccaneer with the phalanxes and my countermeasure Buccaneer, and I would bring it in with the Hydras, and it worked. It was just limited that it would work.
Did anybody else do the TLC today? I did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it right now.
I autoed everything up to tier 5 with Hydras. I ran them until I got to tier 6, all free. But tier 6 was for Buccaneers. I took heavy damage. And I sat out and repaired slowly, and I had these tokens they gave me in one of these things. So I repaired pretty quick, and I did I did that, and I went back and did the final one. And because I had Hydras, tier 7 was free, but it cost me $1 for the tier 6 on the Buccaneer. I didn't have the right stuff.
So for tier 7, are we gonna want Hydras instead of Buckies?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was kind of asking earlier in chat, if we needed both fleets.
Yeah, well, Bucky's for tier 6 and Hydra for tier 7. Tier 7 with Hydra was instant repair.
That's what I was afraid of, because I don't have my Hydras fully built yet.
Well, I have no Bucky's at all, and I did tier 6. It just cost me $1.
Yeah, it's not bad, I guess.
I have all the charged armors.
So, did you say you were autoing with your Hydras?
Well, I was autoing up to tier 5, and then I drove because that's when those EMP fields jump in there and a little thing dropping them. So you got to drive that one. But yeah, the first 4 was just auto.
So something I'm noticing, because I'm autoing with Bucky's, is there's a few places, and it's been consistent with the targets, where the Bucky's will just stop, and they don't keep traveling. You have to send them on their way, or they'll just sit there.
Well, I think a lot of those targets I've never seen before. They may be Bucky targets, but I didn't have that problem.
Well, it was consistent in like the targets that were the same. It happened at the same spot in each one.
Yeah, but the Hydra, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
The Hydra really did really good. I couldn't believe it. I was instant repair every target up through 4. On the
Maybe I'll
map
see a video or something, because my Hydras just got destroyed. But like I said, they're not quite done yet.
Well, my TLC is done. I can't make a video now.
I'm sure someone will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got a copy of GDR's slides, but I don't think we want to go through 19 slides.
Nope.
Maybe I'll save it for Friday, and I'll do my GDR impression.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. They say it's not supposed to work, but I did it. I put the rad plates on 3 of my Hydras, and they really do work.
Yeah.
You dropped out there. Is that the rad plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put the rad plate on because if you look at the stats on the Hydra, it has deflections, which means that I was allowed to put it on. I tried it, and it works.
Yeah, that's been a sort of a controversial subject as far as whether they're going to change that or not. And
It's a quick change out.
no, I mean, no, it's sort of been controversial whether Kixeye is going to change that, because that's been a known issue since since we started hitting these targets, even from the preview server, that information was out there. But the big fear is that if we recommend to people to put those on, that then they'll somehow fix it, because those rad plates aren't supposed to be used in PvE. So that's sort of the tricky part about it, is as far as if you spend the time and put them on, they may change it on you. And if somebody's quinning a bunch and this isn't directly in line with them getting their build done, then it's all cool in case it doesn't work at some point. But I just there's a lot of noise been made about it, and so I just wouldn't guarantee anybody that it's going to continue to work, because there hasn't.
My opinion is because they added the deflection that made it available. If you look at the build.
Well, I mean, I hear you, and I hear that it works, and but the point is that there's no guarantee that it's going to continue to work.
Oh, I understand that. I can always remove it and put, resistor back on. It's no problem.
Yeah.
I only have 3 ships that have it on it, and I'll tell you what, they don't take damage. I killed 100 with my blood. One ship completely. It wasn't even ranked, and I killed 100.
Mm-hmm.
It just sat under those big fires from the big torp in the middle, the big launcher in the middle, and it wasn't taking damage, and it had red plate.
Yeah, it's a tricky one to deal with. It is. It definitely is, because it's, yeah. So
it may be temporary. That's okay though. I can always refit. I am a coiner.
Okay. Oh, good. So, hey, Ed, Grimace, how are you two doing today?
Good. How are you?
Okay.
Doing good.
You know, like if you caught the beginning of the show, I'm still getting over a couple of things. Between the Botox camels and Stormy Daniels, I'm still working those through the system. But otherwise, I'm doing all right. And I'm a little bit afraid of what's going to happen in the next, I guess, until we start seeing Tier 7 defenders and turrets come out. But what's going to happen to everybody's bases after these armors come out in Tier 4, which is an interesting thing, too, that they're introducing it Tier 4 out of sequence in the FM. Because normally we wouldn't be getting new tech at this point in the FM, but that's what the forum told me.
Trying to make it so the lower numbers.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ed.
I was gonna say trying to make it so that the lower numbers get it, lower number bases and people.
Yeah, but you're going to have 50 stomping your base. the way I see it. Yeah, these the ability to add on this amount of deflection, because they've gone from builds that have 1 or 2 weaknesses, and now they're giving us armors that have the ability to cover up those weaknesses, and completely, it appears, until we start to see something different in the game to defend against this. I'm not afraid of the new hull. I'm afraid of the new armors, is what I'm saying. On
That'll
the
help
old
the base
ships.
plates also, though, won't it?
Yeah, but it's not going to help your base. Besides your base fleet, it's only going to help your ships. So
Right.
if nobody can kill each other, I mean, am I missing something, Larry? This just appears to be a complete cluster.
Well, I've seen it happen a lot. Even the way it's set up now, I've seen base hits where they just run through the base, destroy the base, and the ships are still sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
especially
already
common
happened that way.
with the Inquisitor. That's especially common.
I just don't understand Kickside taking nerfing the bases and coming out with this stuff.
Well, it makes it really hard to sort of design base attackers that are balanced when the bases have the potential to stack all this stuff up. It makes it really hard to predict how powerful turrets can get, and I think that's why Kickside did this nerf. And in the long term, it's probably a good thing for the game. It's certainly painful for people that put a lot of effort into their base the way it is.
Yeah.
Well, I've had my base tested 3 times with the changes that I did, and you know what? I just got medals and never touched my fleet.
Never touch your fleet?
Nope, never met my fleet. I killed them before they got there.
Okay.
I hear my base is getting hit now, but
Who'd you hear that from?
That web makes a really big difference in your base. I don't know if you understand how big.
Oh no, it's huge. Yeah, especially if you choose the right faction.
What are you killing them with?
My turrets, they don't get to my ships.
But
How
I
are
mean,
you
like,
killing Boulder Fist with your turret? Or King's Reds? How are you killing King's Reds with your turrets?
With the mortars I'm using, with just one ear 2 and one ear 1. 5 of them.
Wow, then something's really screwed up in the game if that's going on.
Here, we got one Boulder Fist coming in my base right now.
I'm going to put you on
oh, wait,
present
I'm not
leg.
sharing.
Okay.
Here, wait, let me share.
All right.
The Boulder Fists haven't really done really good in my base. As soon as they get to where I have one of those new
it's like this Cannibal Wendigo's doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's the one that does it. That's the one that kills those like a mother.
I don't know, he's just sitting there.
Well, that's not a good thing to do in front of a cannibal.
Well, now he left. I hear some other stuff got chewed up before I got in there.
See, my base design, I make everybody take and go into this one corner, and they have to go by it. And that's like the last corner to the base. If I have a King's Rift in there with the chain guns, the range is only 75, but it's devastating. It's like 14 million. And two of the hopes there.
Oh, so they lost a bus and a sloth.
But that's probably from your optic chain gun. There we go. He's coming back for more.
Yeah, all right, let's see. Let's see what he's got.
Okay.
And I have also the adder in the same area, and it really does a number.
Okay.
Oh, still got his mortar ships beat up. Right off the bat.
Yeah, he needs to learn where to enter your base.
Yeah, no kidding. I did the exact same thing in a base yesterday. Oh, there go the mortar ships again.
Yeah. Let's see if he has enough firepower to actually kill anything at this point. But
I was just letting Ned know he's live on the YouTubes.
Okay.
Here goes the Rit.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Let's see how this Boulder Fist does. There's my adder chewing away at him.
A bit longer. Wait till he gets to the corner a little bit and get to your adder. That will kill him.
Well, he blew past the adder.
Well, he's not going to make it past that next net.
Well, something's killing him.
He's dead. He's dead. He's dying.
Yeah.
See, the mortars still hit even though you don't have as much on them.
Yeah, but in theory, they
there goes
shouldn't.
that boulder.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
still don't have a bubble.
I've got all that on my mortars, and just like this one, it'll sit there all day long and just slowly whittle away.
My boulders don't last really long.
Well, you probably don't have war plating on them, do you?
Yeah, I do.
And they don't last? I mean, his has just been getting pounded on. And
I have war plating, and I also have the green and black thing there that gets me through the net.
Oh, the shielded tactical?
Yeah, the 3 on it, but it doesn't seem to work good. Bases are not that easy still. I don't care what people say with the changes. They're really not that easy still.
Well, I was more talking about the new armor that's going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you that new armor, if you put it on your defenders, that's going to be really tough for them to get in. It's going to be stalemate.
Oh, is he coming again?
Yeah, wow.
Well, you haven't been bubbled yet.
Nope.
I mean,
you need a better bubble pad.
Well, except I've been I've been upgrading the front turrets to level 9, but he's just not doing much damage to them. I mean, look. He just hasn't damaged anything yet.
I bubble on the first entrance.
But I mean, look.
I have 3 level 9s and a bunch of warehouse.
His mortars have never gotten in range. Have never fired.
Right.
They? Yeah.
No. If he drops some mortars on my turrets, then I'm gonna bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna try to buy your base.
I don't know what he's doing. Here we go.
He's trying to buy your base. He'll pay anything he can to do it now. He's already hit it enough times.
Well, he's coined repairs twice, so yeah.
That's what I mean. So he's gonna try to buy your base now.
Well, he's gonna bubble on this one.
Yeah.
I find people that are so obstinate, they just think they can buy your base.
Sometimes it works.
If they do, I don't care. Well, actually...
Yeah, I know. It's like, thank you for supporting the game. Maybe Kixeye will squeeze the rest of us a little less hard.
Yeah. Or there might be a nice incentive program. Kixeye decided if somebody hits your base, repairs on the map, and then hits your base again, you get like a 20% vig?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so he's probably sending that thing up north to draw fire. So he's probably going to bring everything else around.
Even before my last base changed, my OP has never died in the last 6 months. It just times out. I got the 3X armors on it, and I got like everything going for it. I don't even have to buy the uranium for a bounty and give my OP more defense. Okay, what happened here?
Well, he's gonna bubble, but now
he's gave me a bubble. Now he's got to come in.
Now he's got to come in.
See, I think this is a great bubble pad. Look at that. He trashed all my front turrets, and I'm just under 25%.
That's right. There you go. You're just at 25% now.
Yeah. I like this bubble pad.
You can't go beyond that without dying now. See, that's getting whacked. That's supposed to be strong against mortars when you're doing a good job.
That Hope's got some lockdowns on it, by the way.
Yeah, does it?
Oh, well, so much for that Hope.
The Hopes are pretty strong.
Yeah, against a lot of things, not ballistic.
Well, this tier 7 is going to really hurt it.
Yeah.
What's on your gluttony? Can I ask?
Sin scatters.
Yeah, so if he drives past that, he's gonna sink.
Yep.
My base defense is that ship you got right there, the anti-mortar lead ship.
Yeah,
a kill race that does what do you call it? King race that does 14 million damage and 2 Hopes with an adder right in the same corner. What I did was
see here though, my gluttony's about to surface, so it might go down.
No, it'll be okay, but it may almost be dead just from healing.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna die.
Yeah, there's that too.
And I got a boulder fist right next to my OP. No, you're gonna win.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna time it. He's gonna time it.
Yeah, he's got 40 seconds left.
He's gonna give you medals.
No, he got me past 50.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even go past 50.
Well, I think he's getting enough splash on my center, those warehouses and stuff.
Yeah, that's where I got that stuff to stop that.
Yeah.
Actually, that was the kick size new design made me do that. Oh, he's got one more ship to kill. And
Yeah, the
he got no
gluttony's gonna
time for
die.
that. He got no time for it.
Yeah.
I think kick size rebalancing right now is just a bad move the way they did it because they're coming out overpowered again. It's just another swing. It's all for bounties. That's the only reason they did it.
Yep.
So, do we have anything else that we think? Because since Larry's bubbled at this point, do we have any other content that we think is still good for the live broadcast? Or are you going to pop, Larry? Let him try again.
No, I'm not gonna pop.
Just rub it in. I'll let you coin that thing 6 times.
I think he'd get me if I popped.
Yeah.
When are you guys getting JD Rakin on?
I don't know.
I thought you were. Or was another? Or was that TSM? They're getting JD Rankin tonight.
Yeah, he was on those guys.
Yeah. They love me too much to come on the show.
Yeah, well, I kind of have trouble with his kiss butt stuff. But I will watch the show.
Yeah. Ray can explain. I didn't catch all of it, but he explained the new process, and yeah, I mean, it all sounds good except for the transition. It seems to lack some foresight, from what I can tell, if I understand it correctly, with these new armors, without the addition of something in not your ships, but your defenders. I mean, your turrets, to actually be able to do any damage. So it's going to be a rough couple weeks, to say the least. At least from the way I read everything.
Defend diverse attacker, huh? As far as hulls go.
Yeah, I'm not even sure your hulls are going to be able to crack. It's going to be, the way I see it. The conquerors are going to go around, kill all your ships. Kill all your turrets, all your buildings, whatnot, and then they're potentially just going to have a standoff, ship versus ship, until everything times out.
Remember, the Revenge could take a whole base and your whole fleet out with one ship.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
That wasn't right.
Yeah, a lot of people hadn't adjusted to what was going on there with deflection versus resistances at that point. So people hadn't made that adjustment. So yeah, you did see a lot of people just running in with one ship and killing entire bases. But
yeah.
And
also, Bloodthirst was introduced there, and we a lot of bases didn't had a bunch of like the res gens all over the place.
I think with the GDR thing today too, and I guess you were going to do a show on Friday about that, huh? A little bit more.
I have the slide. I have the slides on it. We talked a lot about it. If you want to talk more about it.
No, I just wanted to say I just wish he would have addressed, our base and how that's going to fit into things a little bit more.
Well, bases are important.
I mean, he was just talking about the holes and.
Yeah, sort of what we talked about on that PvP roundtable show I did. It's a secondary cost of being associated with the PvP part of the game. I think that's what you're talking about, right, Grimace? As far as losing research time, ship build time while you're at work, losing 12 hours here, 18 hours there. I didn't see that. I didn't watch it all, but I didn't see that addressed at all. That's one of my concerns as far as if they're trying to get more people into this.
That's not specifically what I was talking about, but those are all good points. Mine was just more about how they're going to try to balance this.
Mm-hmm.
They've effectively nerfed bases. and now we're back to, you know, they keep saying they're not going to do these big swings, but this is kind of a big swing again. And kind of what is on the other side? Like, yeah, it may take us a while, but what's on the other side? And he didn't really address any of that.
I don't see Defender for at least 3 months. They're going to let the coiners have fun.
And I'm not even specifically speaking of defending ships. I just mean our bases themselves. Like, just what are we getting new turrets that are coming out already, or are they going to do some more?
Them?
I mean, are they going to do some more rebalancing? Are they going to? I mean, what are they doing?
The new turrets now take so long. If they put a better turret in there, how long is it going to take?
That's a good question.
Well, it sounds like they're at least trying to address the creep in weaponry and both insurance and weaponry on the ships, but I'm not sure how well they're addressing the ships themselves.
How did they fix the creep? By adding a 2 million plus hull armor.
Well, I mean, we're all assuming there's something on the other side. They do it. We know how they do it. They'll release, and he even kind of showed that in the show. They release a ship, and then they go to base defense, or they'll do the base defense, and then they go to the PvP hull and tech or whatever. And so
base defense is always last, and it's going to be at least 3 months. They're going to let the coiners coin these new ships, and then they're going to release a defender.
Well, but again, I'm
done it.
I mean, I'm still back on
that's
the
strategy. I'm talking about 3 months. It's been always 3 months before you can even get a defender.
But I mean, in all fairness, even with the overpowered holes that have been coming out, base defenders have had the upper hand if you've put the time or coin or whatever you want to into your base. They've kind of had an upper hand. I mean, it was very tough to get into some of the bigger bases.
Well, yes, but it takes conqueror fleets to really do it right.
Well, and to even get your base to that point, how long does it take to build the upper turrets? How long does it take to build the walls? How long does it take to water?
It takes a lot of time.
Walls.
Far too long.
Yeah, I mean, and so many ships are coming and turning and going past that before. I mean, people can't even get their bases up. That's the thing they haven't quite understood, and I've yet to hear them actually talk real well about it, is that they're not thinking about the smaller players. They may be looking at it and trying to figure out how they can separate different bases from being able to hit each other. But even at the same level, or one way or another, they're not fixing it so these players can get started and play it.
Well, he did address that today, and they said that they're trying to fix what's wrong, or what they see what's wrong with the game first before they start doing things to cater to those players. Now, whether or not you believe that or whatever, you know, it's different
do that
story,
is just stop doing fucking extra shit until they get the stuff fixed that needs to be fixed.
Walls, I scrapped all of my fleets except for the rages. All my conqueror hulls, everything. 67 ships. And I still had to do a week and a half of grabbing salvages to finish the walls. That's outrageous.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the resources, because
And
I don't think the resources
don't work.
are that hard. yeah, the walls don't work because they changed on how they originally they said they stopped splash damage, but yeah, then they took that away and don't say that anymore. But it's not the resources that I have a problem with. It's the clicking and waiting for 6 seconds and
per wall,
that
per upgrade per wall.
What
per
about
upgrade
67 conquerors and ships that had to be deleted to even get close to finishing it in a little over a week?
Well, that's I know ways.
I think that's kind of a personal thing. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do it that fast, and I would run like campaigns sometimes, like Boiling Seas, lot of people do Snowfall for res.
Yeah, I don't have any of them anymore.
Well,
Yeah.
what I did was I would hit the 45 of the 45 titanium targets and the 57 and 35 uranium targets on, and you can run the 57 and the 35s. You throw some citadels in there with some tie seekers, run it on auto for instant repair damage, and you're at like over 400% on a 57 for the uranium targets. So you're getting a lot at that point.
Yeah. I also like the Drac bases. You do the north and east side to get a lot of res.
You have to understand that I'm a level 142 player, and I own all the tech. So,
142.
Yes, I am.
It doesn't go past 129.
Yeah, in your base it does.
Okay.
I'm 59th global.
Okay.
So, and a lot of them, they screwed up and, they did that glitch repair, fleet cancel. I didn't. I got 8 billion points in 7 years. I didn't do that. I'm fair play.
Okay.
And it does get me mad. I go stomp on those 129s all the time and find out they're garbage. They have no profile. They're nothing.
Yeah. There's all issues with that. I personally think that base level is a very broken mechanic and one that really really impacts the game because it's based on resources in and resources out. And what I've always early on before 20 became big, the players that were actually the worst players would get ranked faster because they were losing resources faster than they were bringing them in, as opposed to good players were keeping the resources and it would spill into the ocean and not count towards VXP. It's just a broken mechanic. It should be based on technology as far as your level goes, and it should not be based on, which could be gamed. It shouldn't be, or technology or hulls or something else, not lifetime. Because I've been playing for, I'm 99.99% certain I am the oldest continuous player in this game. I mean, Renato's.
You may be. I'm only 1.8 mil, ID.
I'm 4 digits.
That's very old.
Yeah, but I only stopped playing for a week one time because I was in Jamaica. But there's some other players that have been around since the same period of time, but they quit for months at a time. I'm saying the longest continuous player.
Are you on every day though?
Yeah. Except for when I was in when I was in Jamaica and didn't have Wi-Fi.
Because I'm retired. I'm retired. I play like 14 hours a day.
I don't play 14 hours a day, but I do show up every day.
My FM is done. My TLC is done. I just do everything until I run out of things to do.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, all right.
Well, thank you all for having me on. I don't think it's going to get any better here today, so we'll see what's going to happen in the future. And thank you kindly for having me on.
No problem.
You're welcome.
And we'll continue this in the after show and figure out, anybody that's welcome to join me join the show if you actually think you're a longer active player than me, or we could talk about TV or whatever else you want to talk about, or how butthurt people are going to be once they figure out what's going on with these armors. So thanks all for showing up.
Folks. Have a good night, folks.
Thanks.
Take it easy, John.
Later, people.
Later.
See you Friday.